Okay, so we are live now, and let's wait for people to join. Hey Ashton. Hey Ismail. Hi Dushyant. Hi Radish. Hi Mukul. Okay, so let's wait for a couple of minutes for people to join here, and then we will get started. Okay. Okay. Hi Meher. Hi Momita. Hi Rajat. Okay. Hey man, I am good. So I'm getting a request from Meher. Since we only have like 1 hour of time on live, I guess we won't be able to check you in at this moment. If we get some time at the later point, we will. I will let you know. Okay. So yes. Hi Faz, how are you, man? So, okay. So I have started this series. This series it's called SEO Saturdays, where I will be bringing some one guest every Saturday at some point of time. The fixed time is not yet decided. I will bring one guest every week, and we will talk about SEO. Not necessarily about SEO, like just only SEO, but other things as well, like content marketing, blogging, and so on. Anything and everything that is related to SEO. Because I was getting a lot of questions from people about how to get started with SEO or how to get started with blogging and stuff. So I couldn't really answer each and every person individually and teach or guide him individually to help him learn blogging from the scratch. So I decided why not to bring people who have themselves uh, experienced the same journey and are doing good at this point. So for today's session, we will be discussing about how to get started with Amazon affiliate, because that is a very hot topic right now, and that has a very it is easy to get into it. That doesn't need a lot of investment, and you can really make a good amount of money out of it. So today's guest is Kushal Arora. He's an 18-year-old guy, and he's doing really well with Amazon affiliates and other stuff in Amazon with SEO. So basically, let me share how I met Kushal. So आप में से काफ़ी लोगों को पता हो कि 2 महीने पहले मैंने एक पोस्ट किया था जिसमें मैंने मेंशन किया था कि मैं फ्री SEO कंसल्टेशंस गिव अवे कर रहा हूँ. I had nearly 50 consultations over that time period, and Kushal was one of them. He wanted to discuss some things about affiliate. At that point of time, I didn't know कि उसका इंटरव्यू हो चुका है सतीश और अमित के चैनल पे. I didn't know he was he had already received 600,000 views on his interviews, and we just got on that consultation call, and we just started talking and about Amazon affiliate, SEO, and scaling in general. And then it went off. I didn't know anything about him, but a couple of days later we got talking again, and then in another session he told me कि भाई मेरा इंटरव्यू हुआ है, 2 जगह पे मेरा इंटरव्यू भी पड़ा हुआ है. And then I came to know he's actually doing really well. I didn't know what numbers he was doing and all. So let's get Kushal on the live with us, and so that we can. Okay, so By the way, we will keep the format of very simple, nothing fancy. Just your questions, and we will cover them and at the some topics in general, and then we will go with कि और क्या का कोई specific questions हो तो वो भी दे सकते हैं. Hi Kushal, how are you man?
हेलो सर, बताओ कैसा?
सब बढ़िया भाई. So I already shared कि हम लोग मिले कैसे and all and how we got talking, but जो लोग नहीं जानते उनके लिए एक छोटा सा intro. हेलो.
हेलो हेलो, हाँ हाँ, आ रही आवाज।
तो जो लोग नहीं जानते उनके लिए एक छोटा सा इंट्रो दे दो.
मैं
हाँ.
हाँ, बेसिकली माय नेम इज कुशल अरोड़ा। आई एम अ ब्लॉगर एंड एसईओ प्रैक्टिशनर। बेसिकली मैं अमेजोन अफिलिएट कर रहा हूँ लाइक पिछले 1-1.5 साल से।
Okay. So let's get on with the very first basic topic. How you got started with Amazon affiliates yourself?
लाइक वन क्वेश्चन इन हिंदी और इंग्लिश?
किसी में भी जिसमें कंफर्टेबल हो.
Okay then. Basically, how I got started in blogging was my main motive was to earn money online some way, just to become like independent, right? This is about nearly 4 years back, like when I was in class 9. So I just
Okay.
wanted to earn a few bucks online, just for some freedom. So I started out with freelancing. Wasted like my 1 or 2 years, not exactly wasted, but I was trying to learn a few things and earn a few bucks online. So from there I got started, but initially I didn't got any success in freelancing. So then I again started to search how to earn money online, and I got to know about blogging. So I did research. I started my first blog on .blogspot. That was the time of 2016 end, like it was December already.
Okay.
So I got to know about this. So then I started off with .blogspot. I was basically interested in technology. So I wrote a few blogs regarding mobile phones and all. So after that, what happened was my one blog post got viral. Viral in the sense it got in top 10 results, and I generated a good amount of money from Amazon affiliate. राइट, सो
Okay.
आई वाज लाइक कि सही है यार, इतने पैसे बन गए बिना कुछ किए, अब देखते हैं। अब व्हाट
But
हैपेंड,
how did you know कि जो पोस्ट वायरल गया है उसमें Amazon affiliate को ऐड करना है?
basically like as I already told you कि I was already into like make money online, so I already knew कि हाँ, Amazon affiliate is a thing and we can earn some money by promoting the products, right? So what I did was कि नोकिया का कमबैक हुआ था उस ईयर में. So what I did was कि I wrote a blog post on कि नोकिया का ये फोन आ रहा है, and this is the link to register. And out of that link, more than 11,000 people registered. Out of 11,000, 982 people bought the smartphone actually. So according to
Yeah.
Amazon at that time, 2% commission I got on that smartphone, which was selling for around 14,000 rupees. So from
Okay.
there I got the idea कि हाँ यार, blogging is something and we can earn money from that. But what happened after that was like I earned approximately 70,000 rupees from that. I got the payment in my bank account. After that, like I started doing more of AdSense. Like I went on AdSense, and to be very honest, as I've already told you many a times, that honestly speaking, I didn't got like which we say no great success in AdSense. I tried my level best. I like made approximately 7 to 8 sites on AdSense. Tried to like generate a few bucks, but personally, after doing it for like 1 year, 1.5 year, I didn't got any success. After that, what happened? I came to know about Amazon affiliate. Like as I told, my first proper earning from blogging was from Amazon. So I again went back to Amazon itself. Like I was like, yeah, let's do this thing again with a good scale. So I already had few knowledge regarding SEO, like how to do SEO, how to write blog posts, like make basic backlinks and all. So I started doing more research regarding Amazon. Then I came to know about Sumit Shah sir and Subhash Chaudhary. So then I
Yeah.
started doing research on them, and I read 2-3 case studies, like first one I read was on like detail.com, I guess, and second one was on Kulwant Nagi's blog post, which is bloggingcase.com. So from there, I again got to know a new term called expired domains, right? So then I again started to do research on expired domains. Then I came to know about PBNs. Earlier, what I had in my mind for PBN was that PBN is something which a newbie like me cannot do. But initially, then I met a guy called Faiz Israeli. Okay, so he basically told me regarding expired domain, SEO, and more of like the inner stuff, which usually we don't find on blogs. Okay, not black hat techniques, but the white hat techniques, which actually works. Like we already know how well expired domains perform, how well PBNs perform, but what the fuzz is all about in the industry is that PBNs are black hat SEO, right? But actually, we know that that is not purely black hat SEO. If you want to rank quickly and if you want to get some good contextual backlink in the beginning, PBNs are good way to go. So then I started
Or
doing
you
more
can
of
look at
like
or you can look at this way कि अगर कोई भी backlink बना रहे हो, obviously that is against
yeah,
Google's
definitely,
policies, right?
yeah.
So why so much fuzz about one technique and why so much praising about the another one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on, man.
Yeah, so what I did was then I bought an expired domain from a friend for 1500 rupees, right? And that was a pretty average expired domain, I would say, that had one do follow backlink from TechCrunch and a few more other authority sites. So what I did was from that domain, I wrote like 15 to 20 blog posts on Amazon. At that time, I had very minimal knowledge regarding Amazon and keyword research. I basically targeted in the beginning like really high competitive keywords. Like I already saw the case study of Lukman Khan, owner of 10 Beast. So I was very like fascinated by that. I have to work on these keywords. I can also rank for them because at that time, yet I didn't know the actual, the keyword strategy which we follow right now. So I started doing. I wrote like 15-20 blog posts. I did generate a few amount of money from those. Like those were very high competitive keywords. But luckily I got ranked for a few LSI keywords and generated like $120 out of Amazon.com, which is like .com wala affiliate. So then like I had more investments to make. Okay, so then what I did was I started doing more of like research and started gaining more knowledge on Amazon keyword research. I did practice a few more expired domain here and there, tried to flip a few more sites with the same strategy which I followed in the beginning, like bought an expired domain, wrote 15 to 20 blog posts of 2000 words, one pillar content and 2-3 more supporting content, and that's how I started off with Amazon. And then I sold two sites which were making like $120. I sold my first site for $8K, like $8,000, that too to a local seller. And another site which was generating $300 a month, I sold it on Flippa for approximately $11,000. So that's how I got started into Amazon. Like after that, when I already made 15, at that point of time, already was running 15 sites, which was of like normal level, like not generating huge amount of money, just the basic $100-$120. So that is how I started, and like currently also I'm doing the same thing, like doing Amazon, but a bit of more like strategical way and with a bit more good strategies.
Yeah, more refined and more process based,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, so अब like सबको पता है Amazon में start करना इतना hard नहीं है. Basically, you just
Definitely.
have to change it to the monetization model, to a different monetization model from AdSense or something else you are doing right now. But still, the main thing, दो questions सबसे starting में आते हैं जिसके बिना start नहीं हो सकता. Niche research and keyword research. तो अगर कोई एक न्यूबी है जिसके पास बेसिक एसईओ स्किल्स है, बहुत हाई बजट नहीं है, एक लिमिटेड बजट है और एक लिमिटेड एसईओ स्किल्स है, वो कैसे स्टार्ट करेगा, कैसे रिसर्च करेगा और कैसे कीवर्ड रिसर्च पे फोकस करेगा, किस टाइप का कंटेंट है?
So basically, starting an Amazon blog is very easy. You require very minimal investment. Like if I would say, then you hardly require in INR 5,000 rupees, or in dollars like $100 is more than enough just to start out and make a few bucks. Like I would start from the beginning. Like first of all, I would suggest don't start on a fresh domain itself. Get an expired domain for like 20 to $25. You can get a minimal, like minimum requirement expired domain you can get. Start with expired domain first of all. Buy an expired domain which has good backlinks from good sites, and make sure while getting expired domain, because to get a good expired domain it is quite tricky. Like maybe the domain you're getting is already previously used as 301 or as a PBN. So basically the juice of that expired domain is already wasted and you won't get that much amount of benefit from that, right? So while buying expired domain, make sure the domain is of good quality and is not previously like spammed by the SEOs. So after getting the domain, there are plenty of ways to find good keywords, right? The basic strategy I follow is ki find sites which are very new in the industry, like the sites which have DA below 20. Go to Amazon. There are plenty of categories. Just go through every category and have a look and try to use your brain ki what could be the possible keyword that people are searching for. Go to the SERPs, analyze the SERPs, see how many authority sites are ranking, how many new sites are there, and according to that you can have a look ki is this niche or keyword workable, like if you can work on this, if you can rank this, and according to that you can start with keyword research. Now coming to keyword research, first of all, don't go for short tail keywords. That is very basic. Go for long tail keywords above 4 and more characters. Like for example, best gaming mouse under 1,000 rupees. Right? This is a good keyword that you can rank for. So go for LSI keywords, not exactly LSI, long tail keywords, which have more than 4 characters in the initial stages.
So guys, I will, so basically this strategy is for people who are just starting out with Amazon. But if you're already doing it for a particular amount of time, you don't need to go with you don't necessarily need to go with long tail keywords or very minimal competition keywords. You can even target medium competition or high competition keywords if you have a good budget as well. Continue, man.
Here I want to say one thing. If you are working in Amazon.com, as in if you are working in US, which is tier 1 country, don't look at volume, because what mostly newbies, and I have also done this to a very good amount of level, ki people go for high search volume keywords and they think that I will work on these high amount of keywords and I will get good traffic, I'll make good money. If you are working in tier 1 countries, even a keyword with 100 search volume can make you like 3 figures of income. Like if a keyword is having like 100 searches per month, so even that keyword can make, at least that one keyword can at least generate you $300 to $400 a month easily, if that falls under 9% commission criteria. So it is in the basic, in the initial stages, you don't require to target very high density keywords. In the initial stage, go with buyer intent keywords, like which are more prone to get converted. Like if you are targeting, like as we were also discussing few days ago, like if you're targeting best helmet brands, right? This is a keyword, for example. And in this keyword, you might not get the best conversion. But if you're targeting something like best helmets for Royal Enfield, so the chances to get more conversions in this keyword is higher than getting conversions in the keyword best helmet brands, because that is kind of more of informative keyword as well. Like people might be searching for which is the best brand to get good helmets, right? So that is how you should begin with keyword research and niche research.
Okay, so that was key. कौन से keywords को हमें करना चाहिए? कैसे कर सकते हैं? But while we are doing keyword research, LSI is one thing. Okay, long tail is another thing. And SRP intent is obviously search intent is obviously a good an important factor to look at. But what are the other factors you look at while you are choosing your niche specifically and keywords also? Like, is there something like you are looking at commission rates of that niche also and other things that you are looking at?
See, when it comes to commission rate, it totally depends on you, that for how much time you want to scale it, or like for how much time you want to play the game. Like if you want to play the game long, you can initially go for like keywords which have like products which have 4% or 3% commission, because you already know that you want to play it long. Okay, but if you want to make like get quick rich scheme, if you want to go in that, you can pick 9% keywords which are like mostly health niches, not exactly health niches, health, fitness, sports, and all. You can go with that if you want to make like quick money,
Mm-hmm.
because that
Okay.
converts less, but actually the commission rate is usually higher than your normal keywords of technology and all.
Yeah, obviously, man. So actually, in the end, what matters is how much revenue you are making in total, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So earlier you mentioned कि expired domain पे focus करना चाहिए.
Definitely.
So in short, what is expired domains? और अगर कोई किस ढूंढना चाहता है या सर्च करना चाहता है तो expired domains ढूंढेंगे कैसे? एंड क्या मैट्रिक्स पे को फॉलो करेंगे या क्या चीजें फॉलो करेंगे एक्सपायर डोमेन ढूंढते टाइम.
So as a newbie, like I would suggest, like there are plenty of ways to find expired domain, but how exactly I find and how you can also find expired domain is basically I use a tool called Scrapebox. So basically with Scrapebox, it is a tool, and with that you can scrape a lot of authority sites and you can find broken links, like the domains which are now expired and it is ready to register, right? You scraped a site called techcrunch.com, and there it found a broken link, which means that that domain is like expired, means it is available to register. You can register that. And when it comes to metrics, looking at the metrics, the number one thing that matters the most in expired domain is first of all anchors, like what anchors it has, the amount of do follow backlinks it has, and is it contextual, is it built on the home page, is it naked URL, or it is it something called any anchor. And secondly, make sure that the domain which has the link which is coming from that authority site, try to it should be on the home page itself, like it should not be on a particular page, because if that is the case, then you have to make that page live again, make sure that the link is again live, because if that doesn't happen, the whole point of getting an expired domain will get wasted, because the actual page which was getting the link is not live, so the ultimately you won't get the exact benefits of that domain.
Okay. And so I have worked in the expired domain industry a lot. So well, many people might not have this question कि auction domain या expired domain for a newbie.
To be very honest, I have never worked with auction domains. Mostly till now, I have already worked on scrape domain, which I scrape for myself. But yes, definitely, I will begin into like auction domain as well. And if you are getting a good auction domain, like we already know that we have a good auction domain right now ruling the industry. I would not name it, obviously. We already know that. But yes, if you are getting a very good what we say auction domain, then definitely you can try, and if that is in your budget, because in the beginning what matters is your budget. If that domain is falling under your budget, definitely go get it. Else you can look at sellers, local sellers. Personally, not promoting myself, but I also do sell expired domains. So if you are getting local sellers, you can get a good expired domain anywhere ranging between like 2 to 3,000, anywhere. Like there's no limit to get an expired domain, right?
Okay, so now we know expired domains and how to find them, but now how to use them? Like how
Pretty
to use
simple.
that liquidity of those expired domains to actually help us rank and pass that sandbox period instead of fast.
Basically, when it comes to expired domain, we already know that domain is expired, so the sandbox period doesn't matter much. And to be very honest, I would say that sandbox period don't exist actually, especially for expired domain. And how to get started? It is very simple. Like once you are done with your keyword research, I already discussed earlier how to do keyword research. Make a list of 20 to 30 keywords, okay, and start writing blog posts on them. Okay, like you have already found 20 topics for your blog, and after that just start writing. Okay, make an average of 2,000 words per article and write all those 20 articles and make them live in the one stop itself. like make them live together, not like you posted one article, then you waited for another week to write one more article. Make sure when you are publishing, all together, right? So basically, when you are done with publishing the article, make sure you are internal linking your article nicely, because you already know, and we have already discussed in the past, like how important is internal linking. Make sure the juice of the expired domain is flowing all together to your all the posts, right? Because if your expired domain has good links on the home page itself, make sure to make your main like 5 to 10 keywords sticky on the sidebar or in the footer, because that really helps you to pass the link juice to those pages. And don't waste the link quality. Like this topic you only told me ki,
Okay, so I will
people
cover that.
usually
Okay. So actually, I will mention one more thing. Like you mentioned कि सारे पोस्ट को इंटरलिंक करना चाहिए. No, you सारे पोस्ट को इंटरलिंक नहीं करना होगा.
हाँ
When
मतलब
you are linking
exactly
out to each and every post, you are basically wasting your link equity.
yeah
The
exactly
links you are acquiring, you are wasting that link equity to non-important pages or useless pages. So only link out to pages that are relevant to your main page, and that will make you money, or that will help you in the longer period of time. Just don't link out or internal link to every page of your website just because some pro blogger or someone else said it. Use that link equity very wisely. Okay,
like you
so
stated,
yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but you stated on point pro bloggers. Like what basically bloggers do is they like if somebody says anything about SEO, they just start believing it blindly. In the SEO field, don't go with buzzes. Like if anyone says anything, yaar, this don't work, that don't work, just don't fall for that. Try yourself. Like in the initial days as well, what I did was to get success was I never listened to anybody in the SEO industry. Like what people were saying, I always experimented with my stuff. Anything which I get, I always experimented with that. Because basically what happens is in this field, nobody really wants that you make money or you get successful, right? As I told you in the earlier stage as well, people, when I was getting into PBNs and all, then initially people told me that PBNs don't work. But you also know, I also know PBNs work very well in the currently also PBNs are working excellent in the current stage as well. But what mostly SEO experts say that PBNs come under black hat SEO, and don't do that and this and all. So what I am actually trying to say is don't fall for this buzz of SEO experts and gurus and all. Just follow it. If you know that this thing exists, try it yourself, give a try. What will happen? Maybe you will get penalized. No issue, start again, but at least you will learn something, and that matters the most at the end.
Like I earlier mentioned, ki don't blindly follow these people. Okay, don't blindly follow anyone, not even me. Okay,
Yeah,
so
definitely.
if I wanted to, like most of the people know me for doing APK, right? So if I wanted to increase my competition, I will just post publicly कि APK work नहीं कर रहा, so many sites are getting banned. I will just show one or two screenshots, and most of my audience will stop doing and start
Working on
believing
expired
कि
domain.
work नहीं कर रहा, industry
Yeah,
ban बंद हो गई.
definitely. And
But I am
people will
still
just
doing it.
go. Yeah, definitely. People will go out of APK, and then the competition will eventually go down, and we can rank for that easily. Definitely, this usually happens.
Exactly. I have
Definitely.
experienced. I experienced the same thing last year. People started saying कि APK work नहीं कर रहा,
APK,
AdSense ban हो रहे हैं,
definitely.
AdSense approve नहीं हो रहा है, and so on and so
And
on. But when I started
even
doing it again, सब कुछ work
even
कर रहा है अभी भी.
हाँ definitely, even still people are saying कि APK don't work, APK पे we are getting banned. Basically, until and unless you are not violating the policies, you won't get banned. Because what people does is they like throw plenty of ads there. Like they are throwing like 12 ads, they are redirecting their user here and there. Just make it simple. No, if you want to make money, then make the thing simple. Because at the end, what matters is आपको कितना लंबा खेलना है. अगर छोटा खेलना है तो फिर ठीक है, spam करके चले जाओ. But if you want to play long, if you want to really be an authority blogger, then you have to wait for that.
Exactly. So I will give you one example कि 2 महीने पहले मैं रिसर्च कर रहा था, and I found basically in APK, and I found a site that has 70 different micro niche sites covering 70 different niches, micro niches. अगर APK वर्क नहीं कर रहा तो वो बंदा क्यों साइट्स बना रहा है?
Definitely.
And every site had nearly 10 to 50,000 of traffic on Ahrefs at least.
Hmm. And 10
So
to
अगर
30K on Hrefs means at least triple of the traffic in real time.
exactly.
Hmm.
And another thing है कि बचपन में ABCD सीखते हैं, लाइक हमने SEO के बेसिक्स सीखे थे पहले, ठीक है? जैसे बचपन में ABCD सीखते हैं, ABCD का यूज केसेस चेंज हो जाते हैं, बट ABCD तो वही रहती है ना।
Definitely.
तो वही चीज। Anyway, let's move on. So we touched about content a bit और देयर की कितना टॉपिक कवर करना है, बट अगर स्टार्ट कर रहा है कोई न्यूबी तो कौन से टॉपिक्स को और किस कंटेंट स्ट्रेटेजी क्या रहनी चाहिए मेनली?
Content strategy, to be honest, like it depends on niche to niche. Like right, if you are making it a micro niche as in because in expired domain you cannot make a homepage and link your 10 articles because that is not possible. You cannot make homepage sites with expired domain because you will go in the sandbox period and that is not profitable even. I have worked on this a lot but never got success making a homepage on expired domain. So blog posts work good for expired domain, and when you start with expired domain in the initial stage write 10 blog posts, and after 10 blog posts of averaging around 2000 words have a look at the stats in the Hrefs, see how those blogs are performing, are my keywords getting ranked, because not every expired domain will give you success, right? If you're working on 10 expired domain, in the most case you will get success in like 7 or 8, if you're lucky enough 9, because not all domains are good, like we say no, kuch domains panauti bhi hote hain. So same with the case with expired domain as well. It is not necessary कि जो आपने domain अब ले लिया वो काम करेगा ही करेगा आपके लिए. It is not necessary. So when you are working with expired domain, after writing 10 blog posts, have a look at your stats. कि are your stats improving? Are your keywords getting ranked? Are they appearing in the SERPs? After a month, are they in top 20 or 30s? If they are in 20s or 30s, like keep adding more posts regularly, because initially what I have noticed is that writing regular content does help your blog to grow, right? In an expired domain, when you're done with your main keywords, don't just stop there. Keep adding more blog posts, keep adding informational keywords as well, because making money is good, but at the end you have to fill user intent. So try to
Exactly.
make that as well. Keep that in mind
Yeah,
as well.
so I will try to simplify it. Start with topics or keywords that are mainly bottom of the funnel keywords, that are commercially intended keywords, that are most likely to bring more sales in the initial days. But as you grow forward, start going at the medium of the funnel keywords as well as top of the funnel keywords as well, because the audience is same. You are already converting old bottom of the funnel users. Now you can simply funnel those middle of the funnel and top of the funnel users to your to the bottom of the funnel and convert them as well. So you need to, when you have achieved a certain milestone, you need to go through that funnel creation as well.
Definitely.
Okay, so now we know the content, but you mentioned like 10 से 20 पोस्ट लिखने चाहिए, right? स्टार्टिंग में, बट सो पिलर पेजेस होंगे सारे के सारे या फिर सपोर्टिंग पेजेस भी होंगे उसमें?
See, it depends. Like the main keyword which you have has good amount of searches. Like if that keyword has 10,000 monthly searches, so make sure to split that content in 5 to 6 more pages, which we say pillar content, right? So split that. Like for example, let's take an example. Faiz sir asked one question, ki which is the best niche to work in India for Amazon. So first of all, like I would like to answer that question. See, there are a lot of niches in India, but what is working very good is the home appliances and kitchen niche. That niche is very profitable. So let me take example from that only. Like if there is a keyword called best refrigerator in India, okay, just for example, and this keyword has 10,000 monthly volume. So this will be your main keyword. Then you will make pillar articles regarding this, like best refrigerator under 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, best double door refrigerator, best single door refrigerator, refrigerator with 5-star rating and all. So this is how you should split and divide your content.
Okay. So we talked about topic research, niche research, talked about expired domains, content strategy as well, content creation as well. By the way, you write the content yourself or you outsource it from other people?
Uh, back in the days, I used to write content myself, and today also in the sites which I'm personally interested in, I write the content myself because mostly I work in the niches which I have knowledge about. Like I mostly work in tech, in which I have good knowledge as well. I have good command over it. So it is 50-50. If you have knowledge regarding that topic, then you also know that no one can write better than you, because at the end you have to do the editing yourself. So if you can write, then definitely you should write yourself. Else, hiring content writers is still quite a difficult task. So if you can get good writers, then
In most of the cases, it is hard to find a good writer,
definitely
and
it is still a pain to
you
find a
still
good writer.
because the writer might have a good command over English, but it is more about convincing and communicating with the actual user you will be bringing to your site, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are done with content as well. Now we move on to the promotional part, that is actual SEO. So how would you go about doing SEO, link building, promotion, all the other stuff? How do you
Yeah.
promote that content?
Yeah, sure. So basically, in when you're working with expired domain, your 50% work of link building is already done if that expired domain is good, right? So you will start to get, you will start to make money, you will start to rank for the keywords if your domain is good, if your content is good at the end. But after that, if you have to build links, yeah, what kind of links I build basically is in the current stages, what I go for is PBN links. Like if I make PBN for myself, and I work on PBN links in the most cases, and uh, in current scenario as well, in whatever niche I have worked, mostly PBN links does the job. And apart from PBN links, I do make other links as well, like expired web 2.0 work really good for me. So I do that as well, expired web 2.0, I scrape web 2.0s myself and make backlinks. And some other, then I outsource other links like profile links, comment links. I do make them because particularly I don't follow any link pattern. Depending upon the niche and the results I am getting, I make my what we say, link strategy. So yeah.
So
And apart
basically,
if and if that
yeah,
niche
go on.
requires, if that niche requires more contextual links, then I go to Facebook groups and ask for guest posts. Like for $5 to $10, I get 5 or 6 guest posts, and that is good to go.
Okay. So yeah, man. Okay, so that is, but while you mentioned कि PBN use कर सकते हैं, and you use PBN a lot, I know that, but for many people who don't know how to use PBN or what is PBN itself, they can always go and do a simple task of doing outreach to relevant sites in their niche. They can go
Yeah,
out,
definitely.
do email outreach, they can go on and do LinkedIn outreach, outreach on Facebook or post on Facebook groups and all. You can acquire links through that as well, and that will be way more ROI positive for you
Yeah,
in
definitely.
case you don't have a lot of budget, right? So
I
okay,
can see one question like, do you post original content on PBN? So to
I
answer this,
guess yeah, go on,
yeah,
but I guess we will take questions at the later part of the this session so that the flow doesn't
sure,
get
sure, sure,
disturbed.
sure,
Okay.
sure, 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 sure.
Okay, so we only have a couple of things left basically in January. So we are done with SEO in general, the basics thing. And but what about like there are many times when the article gets stuck on top two, top three pages, or at the bottom of the first page. What would you do in that case?
Uh, sorry. Uh, to be very honest, I have never been to this situation that my article is stuck on second or third page or in the bottom of the first page. But if that happens is I cannot I'm not very experienced into it, but still what I would suggest is go again with the SERPs, have a look at them, that so basically in Amazon what matters the most is the content structure the site is following. Make sure that because every content in the SERPs will have some points missing, like some might not have made comparison table, or some might not have used TOC or FAQs. So find those things which are missing in the SERP, and first of all try to implement that in your blog, and make sure that to be very honest, number of words, I don't know how exactly this works, but I like people say that how long your content is doesn't matter, but what I exactly say is that the more amount of words you have in your blog, the more chances to get ranked for different keyword gets higher. So try to make your content a little more longer and a little more like senseful, like just don't make it 10k long and that content doesn't make sense. So make sure your content is making sense, fulfilling the intent, and also is up to the level of the competition. And definitely make more contextual backlinks. That surely helps, and that will surely boost your ranking.
Definitely. Even 2 days back we saw कि वो बंदा 16,000 word content लिखा हुआ था. So if you are making it easily consumable, there's nothing wrong with doing 10,000 or 15,000 words content as well. But you need to make sure कि जो उसको कंज्यूम करने का तरीका है वो easy to navigate होना चाहिए. अगर कोई बंदे का कोई डाउट है और वो टॉपिक आपने कवर किया है उस पेज पे, he should be able to navigate to that particular section very easily. So now we are done with the promotion part as well. What about, let's suppose कि site बन गई, SEO हो गया, rank हो गई, we have already included the Amazon link and all, पैसे बनने लगे. What about scaling the website?
To be very honest, I'm not very expert into it. Like I haven't scaled any website till now. Like mostly my websites are at like the maximum profit which I've made from a site is like $3,000 a month. So I don't have much idea about scaling. Like you are an expert, so you can like say more regarding scaling. Like,
I guess
currently
scaling,
I'm working on scaling the sites and working on a few projects to make sites which are scalable. Because currently what I do is I make sites, make them to a particular level, then sell it and get cash, and then make another site, and that's how it goes on.
Yeah, I'm coming to that as well. So in short, if like I earlier also mentioned कि अगर scale कर रहे हो, let's suppose कि अगर since we were discussing it from a point of view of a newbie or a beginner, so if someone is able to get to that $100 or $200 threshold or even $300 threshold, that is good for a newbie, right? So now if you want to reach that point, that 15 to 20 articles are more than enough. If you have done your niche topic and keyword research very good. Okay. Now from moving on to the scaling part, since you have only covered 10 articles or content, and you all of them will be commercially intended, right? Now you can go again and target those medium of the funnel keywords. Just plus engineer the entire journey. अगर अभी हम लोग सर्च, अगर अभी आपने कवर किया है कि बेस्ट मोबाइल फोन, बेस्ट एंड्रॉइड मोबाइल फोन अंडर 10,000, तो उससे पहले उस बंदे ने क्या सर्च किया होगा, कौन से टॉपिक्स को सर्च किया होगा उस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट पे आने से पहले, राइट? अब वो कीवर्ड्स को भी अगर आप इंक्लूड करते हो, देन देयर इज अ चांस कि आप एक मेजॉरिटी ऑडियंस को भी अट्रैक्ट कर रहे हो, राइट? Now you can use that medium of the funnel traffic to funnel those users to the bottom of the funnel pages जहां से actual conversion आएगा. And even if you don't do that, अगर वो informational या review keywords से भी आप सिर्फ अगर उसको Amazon link पे click करा के Amazon site पे भेज देते हो, then also your cookie is working over there, right? That will work as well. For apart from that, scaling के लिए एक अलग से सेशन करेंगे जिसने एक्चुअल स्केल किया और जिन बंदों ने. So now main चीज, flip पैसा. So flip करने के लिए क्या क्या चीजें मैटर करती हैं एक्चुअली?
फ्लिप करने
एटलीस्ट
के लिए
तक हमें स्केल करना चाहिए.
Uh, it totally depends. I would like to mention one thing. When you're working with expired domain, don't just stick onto the site for very long, because you don't know which update will kill you. So when it comes to working on an expired domain, just make sure work on that domain for like maximum of 5 to 6 months, right? Like you made a site, get maximum of 4 or 5 payouts, and then just sell your blog. Suppose your blog is making $100 a month, and your blog is on good commission products, like the commission lies between 4% to 9%. At least you can ask for 22 to 25x easily. You can get for that, like instantly you can get 20 or 25x. But if you want to sell for a good price, then you can go for good websites like Flippa, Escrow, and a few more sites. They can even give you like 30x depending upon the buyer, but definitely you have to wait for that to get 30x's. Basically, the maximum x's I have sold for is 28x. That site was making around like $900 a month, and I sold for 98x in December itself.
Okay. So now एक साइट को एक well I have seen कि people are selling some people in my contacts are selling for up to 40x as well, and it is actually possible at this point
Definitely.
because people have seen कि Amazon में potential बहुत है, millions of dollars में sites दिख रही हैं obviously.
Definitely. The biggest
And
example, then the public example we have is for like 10Bs. Like that site was making $30,000, and that site got sold for 4 crore rupees, which is like no brainer. That is bonkers.
at the same time, there are many big publication houses that are building that are specifically working on Amazon niches only. That are building websites for Amazon niches only, covering lots of Amazon niches, dominating them. So there's a lot of potential for sure. Now, what are the factors that will affect the flipping value of a particular website?
First of all, the amount of keywords and the keyword quality you are ranking for. Like the keyword which you are ranking, what is the price for that, the actual commission you are generating, and the overall site structure you have built, the conversion. Like if the buyer is professional, he knows that how things work. Like mostly I sell to local people, so they know what are CRO optimization. They see like how well I have optimized the conversion rate, because that really matters in Amazon. If that is good, then definitely you can get good amount of money. What actually depends is the content. Secondly, the keywords you are ranking for, then the site structure, the conversion rate you are getting, and definitely backlinks to a few points if you're working in some competitive niches.
Okay, so I will add a few points over here. So obviously the backlink profile matters a lot when you are selling your website, because that will help the other person understand if that he would be able to scale it or not, or if that will perform better in the future. And second thing, and the most important thing I believe is, and I have also heard from other people, ki what is the scalability potential of that particular niche or website.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
if the person buying or the buyer is not able to see that scalability potential, कि अगर आपने $300 की monthly earnings थी और वो $1,000 या $2,000 तक नहीं scale कर सकता, it would be hard for him to pay a bigger amount to you. And along with that, कितना बड़ा market है उस niche में, and what is the trend going on with that niche? Is it a evergreen niche, and is it a seasonal niche and all? That also matters a lot in deciding the price factors. I guess that will sum it up, man. बाकी अपने साइड से कुछ कहना चाहो?
अपने साइड से बस यही कहना चाहूंगा कि when you're working with Amazon, make sure you're working with good keywords, and in the starting don't fall for volume. And the point which I missed in the beginning was keyword difficulty. This point is highly overrated in the SEOs. Like people blindly trust on tools for keyword difficulty. And if a tool is saying, I would take an example of one keyword which is called best gaming mouse, as in general. Like Href shows a difficulty of 52 in overall out of 100. but we know this keyword is really hard to rank, and 52 is like quite less for that. So don't rely on keyword density like blindly. Make sure to analyze the subs manually. That really matters, because in most of the cases, if you don't research the subs manually nicely, then definitely you won't rank for that.
Obviously, man. Apart from that, I will add one more thing. हमने इस टॉपिक पे काफी डिस्कशन भी किया है पहले, कीवर्ड डिफिकल्टी एंड स्टफ, देश रिसर्च एंड ऑल. सो इफ यू आर स्ट्रगलिंग कि बेसिकली हमारे इंडस्ट्री में एक स्टार्टिंग से अगर जब भी स्टार्ट करोगे तो एक चीज पढ़ोगे कि टारगेट हाई सर्च वॉल्यूम, लो कंपटीशन एंड हाई सीपीसी. Okay,
Definitely.
so people forget कि CPC हाई CPC क्यों टारगेट किया जाता है. बेसिकली हाई CPC means more commercial value, commercial
More
intent
commercial.
of that particular keyword. Like more advertisers are putting money
Paying
on
for
that
that, yeah.
particular keyword, right? So if you rank for that keyword, you are more likely to make a greater amount of money from that keyword comparatively to low CPC keywords. But if you reverse engineer the same concept, now if you don't have a high budget, right, but you want to make money, you want to only achieve $100 a month, and then you can flip the website for 15 to 20x and have some good amount. Now what you can do is go for those high search volume, low competition or medium competition, and low CPC keywords. Since there is very low potential of earnings on those particular keywords, they are more likely to be less competitive compared to those high CPC keywords, because they have a very low commercial value. More people won't be targeting it. More people will reject it because they have read and done only work with high CPC keywords only. So you can do always. I will quote one thing. I used to follow Tim Ferriss. So why his things work? So basically उसका फंडा क्या है? अगर एक चीज काम कर रही है and it is giving X amount of results, he will always try to flip it and always test the opposite of that thing and how much result that will give. So he earlier, in an example, earlier he used to do phone calls all day on all the office timings, and he used to get a very low conversion rate. Then he decided कि मैं एक वीक के लिए ऑफिस क्लोजिंग टाइम पे कॉल्स करूंगा, या फिर जब लोग घर पे पहुंचते हैं उस टाइम पे कॉल करूंगा. And his conversion rate boosted to 20 to 30% within a week. So if you want to test do great in SEO, you need to be testing different things for sure. It is kind of a scientific experiment you will be doing over time and figuring out a way to make money for yourself. So I guess that will conclude the session, and I guess we have completed almost 1 hour. So we will take questions from audience now, and basically within 7 minutes the session will end, live will end. So I will go with you again, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And we can cover all the sessions. So I will just questions
So
from your
like
story.
one question, like I don't remember the name, like Darshan asked with me, like how do you do content for your site? Ki content for PBN. So what I would like to say is, when you are writing content for PBN, it totally depends. Like how I treat my PBNs is, I make sure my PBN looks natural to Google. So in that case, if you really like, in Amazon, what happens is you can literally rank your keyword, your PBN as well. So if you are writing original content, then your PBN can also rank for that. So definitely there are chances that you might end up ranking for a PBN as well if you have original content. Definitely you can go with spinned or like a little bit of copied content as well. That doesn't matter much. But at the end, what matters is how long you want to play for that.
By the way, does someone know कि ये क्वेश्चन स्टिकर कैसे यूज करते हैं? I have no fucking idea. Anyway, अभी यहाँ पे जो क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं वो ले लेते हैं, फिर से लाइव करेंगे, फिर से ले. So guys, if you have any question related to this topic or SEO, feel free to ask us. And how was the session? Do share the feedback on that as well, man. So we have a question. भाई ऐसा होता है कि कहीं से पीबीएन खरीद लो एंड नए डोमेन पर लगवा दो और फिर उसे मनी साइट पर रिडायरेक्ट कर दो. What do you think, man? So basically he's saying कि एक पीबीएन खरीदा हमने, उसे एक फ्रेश डोमेन पे नई साइट पे हमने लिंक्स दिए एंड नाउ वी आर रिडायरेक्टिंग दैट साइट टू अ न्यू मनी साइट.
Yeah, basically, like this is more of like 301 technique. So earlier I used to follow a lot of 301 technique, but in the past month I have stopped using 301. But what I would like to say is, when you're doing 301, I have discussed with you as well. Like Faiz bhai told me this thing. When you're doing 301, make sure it looks natural. As in, like, don't just 301 your domain with nothing on it. Like, make sure to build a site, get organic traffic, then redirect that domain to your money site, because that will ensure that the domain is good and that will not harm your other site, because moving content to that site will assure Google that you are actually changing the name, like you're changing the brand of that domain. So that will definitely work for sure. Just blindly redirecting that domain won't give you good benefits, and you might end up getting a penalty as well.
Yeah, it might work or it might not work. So there is a very high probability of failure in that. But if you are doing like a rebranding thing, it is more likely to be successful. So we have another question. How to check if a PBN is good or not if buying links?
First of all, I would say that वो PBN ही क्या जिसको आपने खरीद लिया, right? So I would not recommend, है ना? I would never recommend anyone to buy PBN links, because अगर PBN public हो गया तो फिर वो कैसा PBN रहा? Like what PBN stand for is private blog network. So अगर वो private ही नहीं रहा तो फिर वो कैसा network रहेगा? So make sure if you have budget, build your PBN yourself. It might sound tricky and expensive in the beginning, but good 3-4 PBN links can literally change your life. Like so don't go for like numbers, like if you want to make like 1000 PBNs, start with 3 or 4. That can only change.
Okay, so I will correct one thing. It doesn't mean ki it doesn't matter ki don't buy links from don't buy PBN links. Buy PBN links from those vendors who are very exclusive with their customers. Like there was Digital Links. They were very exclusive with their customers. There was DFI Links. They were very exclusive. They never reveal. If you are able to check a PBN, don't buy it, because that person is sharing that particular PBN with all other buyers, and even if they are not hurting your that PBN, they will be able to find your website for sure. So always go with vendors that don't do mass, don't work with a lot of customers at once.
Yeah.
Just go with the exclusive ones. And then we have website को rank कैसे कराया? Cover कर दो boss.
That's a subjective question, man.
Still, एक बार cover करना चाहो तो कर सकते हो.
Simple. Get an expat domain. Get 20 to 30 keywords. Properly follow on-page SEO, because at the end what matters is on-page SEO, user intent, and that's how you do the stuff. Shout out to my friend Kaustubh Singh.
Okay, so we have another question. Does it will pass PBN authority too? I don't know what is it. It is related.
Yeah.
But I guess ये वो वाला है अपना जो redirection वाला था. So it will pass PBN authority to that particular 301, but it might take a lot of time, and sometimes it might not work as well.
And you might end up getting a penalty for that.
That is subjective. That is a probable case, so we can't really say anything about that. So do you relieve all last pages of expired domains, be it relevant or not?
Like as I told in the early stages as well, usually I don't get those domains which have links on very specific pages. Like I usually get the domains which have a link on the homepage itself. So if that is the case, if that pages have those links, then make sure you make them live and internal link your main content to that. Else that won't benefit you.
we will go offline in 5 seconds. So I will just go live again and okay, it is visible, but up visible. Okay, so wait for. Okay, so guys, let's begin with the Q&A again. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section because I am not able to use that question tag or something, question widget. Or if you know how to use it, just let me know.
अब वाले का एक बार स्क्रीनशॉट लेना, राइट?
Okay. So if I am buying contextual links from a real site, what should I check? Like traffic for that page or links to that page, and what to check if I am taking a guest post?
Just a minute. So what was you saying?
Okay. So if I am buying a contextual link from a real site, what I should look for, and like traffic to that page or links to that page, and what to check if I am taking a guest post.
First of all, when you're taking a paid guest post, make sure make a note of relevancy, right? Make sure that site is relevant to your niche, and secondly, the DAP of that site and the actual anchor you are getting backlink for.
Okay.
And definitely the organic traffic matters a lot, like how much organic traffic that site has.
So I will add one more thing. Key backlinks matter because you will be only getting the link equity when it itself has that authority. Otherwise, it won't be useful to you. And another thing, if you are checking for organic traffic, make sure that organic traffic is relevant to that niche, not just coming from some random niche to that website. If you are getting a link for health niche, make sure that website is getting organic traffic for health niche only.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have why is PBN kept secretly? How does it affect if your PBN is exposed?
Quite a generic question. First of all, while making PBN, we make sure that all the sites are hosted on different IPs and they look individual, like they don't have the same design, same content and all. And why they are kept secret, that is quite obvious, because when people know your PBN, they know that what you are working on and what you are trying to rank for. So that is why they are kept secret.
Okay, that is one thing, but the actual reason is because PBN is against Google's policies, and if you leave some footprint or you leave them public, Google might find out, or some other people or your competitors may report it to Google. So that is why we make sure there are no footprints and it is private. Your monthly income, neither me nor Kushal will tell that for sure. So, should we buy different hosting for building PBNs? Obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Like there are plenty of, when it comes to hosting solutions for PBN, there are n number of ways, and like this session would be short to explain PBNs already. So yes, definitely you should get different hosting for PBNs. Not exactly different hosting, but different IPs for your domains.
I wouldn't say that कि exactly different IP चाहिए. मतलब different IP चाहिए, different IP class चाहिए, उतना ज़्यादा matter नहीं करता है, I believe.
IP class doesn't matter. Yeah, definitely.
Because you are getting links from lot of contextuals from different sites, and it is not really कि हर site different IP पे हो, या different IP class, right?
Class, according to me, class doesn't matter much. Like if I would like to share one thing. When I was just starting out with PBNs, what I did was, definitely this strategy was also told to me by Faiz Bhai, that what he exactly told me, that I deployed one server of $5 in DigitalOcean, and I hosted all my three, like in the initial stage I used to build a PBN for 3 sets, like a website of three sets. So what I did was, I deployed one droplet of $5 and installed 3 sites on them, and then hosted that PBN on different Cloudflare with new accounts. So what actually happened was, my actually IP changed. The exact IP didn't change, but the IP which was visible to Google, that changed. So it serves the purpose of changing the IPs in very low budget. Like, so when you have low budget, then you can use this technique for sure.
Okay, so I will add one more thing, like another use case. if you are completely reliant on PBNs only and expired domain, then you make sure that you have different class IPs for sure.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
you
definitely.
contextual as well, then there is not a problem with using same class IPs.
Hmm. Like it totally depends on like how big your PBN is, because when you have small PBNs it doesn't matter much, but when you're totally relying on that PBN, then definitely you should make sure that your class is also different.
Obvious, definitely. Okay, and then your advice for beginners and which is better, WordPress or Blogspot?
Hands down, WordPress any day. From the day I started, I would any day suggest WordPress because it gives you a lot of flexibility and there are n number of ways to customize your site. It is not like 2010 that will work on Blogspot. It is 2020, so WordPress any day over Blogspot.
But if you don't have any budget at all, like zero, you can only afford for buying domain only, then you can work with Blogspot as well. That will definitely
Uh,
work, but there will be a lot less customization options for sure.
Yeah. Here I would like to add one point that when you
Mhm.
have like no or least budget, there are plenty of ways that you can get good hosting for less price. Let me give two or
Mhm.
three basic examples. Like the first one is you usually get $300 credit on Google Cloud, so you can get that as well. And the another trick which is like which works flawlessly, and I do still use this technique, is you can get DigitalOcean coupon accounts. Like you can get a coupon for 200 rupees, and after that you can install DigitalOcean and you can use that for 5 to 6 months easily. So that is
Mhm.
also preferable because I would not recommend, like if you don't have budget, try to invest, try to arrange, but please start with WordPress. That is recommended for sure.
Okay, so we have a question. I had a question in the last session about silo structure. What silo structure do you follow for your websites?
Basically, I don't follow any like exact silo structure because I don't build big sites. So what I follow is I try to interlink all the relevant articles and all my main money pages articles to the post itself. I
Okay,
guess you are
so
a better guy for telling more about like interlinking and link juice and all.
man, actually the thing is silo structure is a big topic in itself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of debates that can be done on that topic. Like there's silo structure, then there is hub and spoke method. So I will probably do a full video or some session with someone on that specifically. I have noted it down. So two doubts. One, keyword research is so hard to learn. I still have doubts even after reading a lot about it. How to do it, what did it, what to do with it, where to put, and how many times. Second one in next question. So basically, keyword research का question है.
So what I would say is just get started. Like you will get the knowledge because you cannot get all the knowledge in the first place itself. And in matters is your personal experience, like the things you do, the trial
Okay.
experiment. So in the beginning, just get started, write content with whatever knowledge you have, and initially when your site will tend to rank, you will definitely get knowledge about like what to work on and how to work on. I guess that helps.
Yeah. So we have
Don't
question.
just like procrastinate ki yaar I don't know keyword research, I don't know that. Just get started and do the things.
So another question from same guy. How to get right niche? So confused in that.
Regarding niche, I would say that anything which you have knowledge about, and if you don't have knowledge about, then just focus on the products and categories which have good commission. And initially, then you will get the idea of how to work on the niches.
So basically, man, I would add some point. So basically, there's nothing like right niche or
Good
best
niche,
niche or something.
yeah.
That is a very debatable topic. Everyone has their own niche. I used to do APK. I used to do different keywords than people doing Showbox and other stuff. People are doing health niche. People in Amazon affiliate. People are doing home niche tools, etc. Do whatever you can work with, okay, and whatever can make you that whatever can help you reach that threshold of money you are trying to make. And multi-niche as well. You don't have to rely on one niche. You can go multi-niche with your first website so that you can cover different topics. That can you can make you can target 100 articles that will make you $1 each commission of every month. Now you are making $100 commission. Just don't overthink it and don't procrastinate. So tell about niches. I guess we covered that already. Okay. So, are expired domains a long-term or short-term strategy? Can expired domains be used for long-term? You want to answer that?
Yeah, definitely. I would love this question. It totally depends that how good your expired domain would be. So if your expired domain is like really powerful, it has more than like 1k referring domains, then definitely it could be a long-term thing. But in expired domain, you just can't really say, and you just can't really rely on those links. At the end of the day, you have to build good links yourself as well, because at some point of time that link juice will not work that good, right? At some point of time you will have to build the links manually. So in the initial days, make good money out of that domain, and then move on making good backlinks, and definitely that is a long-term game.
So I will add one more point. There are two types of expired domains. Then there are some short terms like that can make you quick money, and there are some authority ones that acquire through either through auction or through like regular scraping and all that stuff. But if you are able to find those expired domains that were in that particular niche you want to work in and was a real website or real business, then you can definitely work with that for long term. Like we were in a discussion in a group in one of my group earlier. Like I was mentioning, I had about a 80 DA or a very high authority domain. So that domain was a real news website in finance and tech niche, and
Today itself
that
we were
actually
discussing.
became,
Today
yeah,
itself we
that
were
domain
discussing
actually
this.
belongs to one of my friends, and so what it has actually 5,000 live domains for every publication possible in tech and finance niche. So if you are able to get your hands on that kind of domain, definitely it will work for long term if you are using it wisely. Okay, so AdSense got disabled, planning to replicate site but can't redirect because sold guest post on it. So should I redirect some pages that I want to rank for, or to take links from that page to a new one? So, man, you can if you want to redirect that website, you can always do that, and you can tell the you can just change the extension of that website and do a 301 or rebranding kind of thing, and that link juice will obviously flow, and you can tell the same thing to your buyer, and you can always get new AdSense if the domain name is not banned completely. You can always get another domain on this another AdSense on the same domain. I was in the AdSense setting game for a long time, so I have almost worked with 1,000 domains at least. So sorry, 1,000 AdSense approval at least. So we used to get at least around 3 approval on each domain. So make sure you try once more for the AdSense on that same domain, and if that domain is banned completely, then you can change the extension, change the name of the owner, address, email, everything, change everything, and apply on that new domain and then redirect it. Okay, so is Reddit traffic is real? Man, it is very real and it is very targeted if you are able to
Yeah,
get it.
I would like to pick this question also. Like Reddit and Quora traffic really converts if you know how to make that thing happen.
Okay, so I will add one more thing now since you mentioned Quora. So I personally offer Quora marketing services to some of the clients, and we have worked with one. I have worked with one SaaS client where I have answered some pretty commercial intent based questions for them, and they are currently making almost $1,000 to $1,500 from those questions every month in SaaS business. Now you can get an idea like if it works or not. You can decide for yourself, man.
I know that SaaS client.
Many people know, but I won't reveal here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how to check the real competition of a niche? You cover first,
Simply,
and I will
just
simplify it later. Go on.
for like analyzing the that
Yeah,
competition,
how
like
to
that
check
is,
the real competition of a niche?
yeah, like that is very simple. Just analyze the SERPs and make sure the amount of backlinks they have and the content they're using, the content strategy and all.
Okay, so I will just simplify it to the core. So, so what are the things that actually matter in SEO, right? SEO competition is based on the things that matter with the ranking, right? So, what things matter on page? Basically, on-site SEO, technical
Yeah.
SEO, uh, off-page SEO, basically link building, and the brand recognition, and then and there is user experience. So now you can,
Definitely.
if you are a newbie, even if you are if you have been doing it for a couple of years now, you can use this technique. Find the best guide you can on a or a checklist you can on page SEO. Right now, that guide is telling you what to do to actually rank your website. Now you have a checklist. Now go through that particular website of your competitors one by one and check what points they are following and what points they are missing. The points they are missing is your leverage. Like if they are not following one thing, now you can use that thing on your website and that will help you outrank them. So if a lot of people in that keyword are not following those tips or checklist, then it is an easy niche. Then it is an easy niche as per on page.
Yeah,
If they are following and there is no chance of improvement, that is a pretty
then
solid. You can't do
that niche is
much
already
better
solid
on
enough.
the content part. Now, with the same thing, you can go with link building or off-page SEO guide. Follow the same. Follow. Take a checklist. Compare that checklist to each of the competitor one by one, and figure out what they are doing and what they are missing. Whatever they are missing is your leverage again. Now you need to compile that on-page SEO, off-page SEO,
Of page SEO and
and user experience uh, points you collected or data you collected over time, and now you know if there is a possibility to improvement. If there is, you can obviously rank that.
yeah, definitely.
I
And
don't think anyone. Yeah, go on.
just like one more point that as I already told as well, that don't just rely on the tools itself, just analyze manually, and like that will help you at the most part itself. Like analyzing
Mhm.
SERP isn't a tough task, just analyze the stuff. Make sure the most important thing is use a tool called SERP bar and install that tool, and while you install that tool, just go through the top 10 sites and you will notice the amount of pages they're indexed for. Look at the sites
Mhm.
which are built in the recent stages, and if top 10 has mostly old sites which have like more than 1k indexed pages, just avoid that keyword and move to another keywords. Like don't just go for keywords which are already like quite competitive in the niches itself. Like if people are working for like 3, 3, 4 years, then in the initial stage you won't rank for that.
Yeah, and then there's another SEO extension you can use. Sorry, Chrome extension you can use. That is detailed SEO extension. That basically shows you every aspect of on page you need to check, and each heading, how many headings are there. That will show you the complete data, and that also gives you one-click access to all the Ahrefs and all those tools.
Yeah,
So how to find micro niche these days, and the method has never changed.
Yeah, definitely.
Go on. First you cover. I will go on later.
To find, especially I would like to talk on the Amazon itself. To find micro niches, it is quite simple. Just go to Ahrefs, put Amazon.com in the site explorer, and in the Amazon.com, just go to referring domains. Set the filter to below 20, like in the DR section, set the DR below 20, and look at the sites which are getting good amount of organic traffic from Google itself. Look at those sites, analyze those sites, and you will end up finding good sites which are like new, have less backlinks, and are ranking for good keywords. Just take those keywords from there, make better content, use it on expired domain, and definitely you can find like plenty of niches from that. And another way I would like to share is there are 2-3 sites. One site is bestreviews.com, and another one is bestreviews.guide. Just put these sites in the site explorer again and set the filter. Go to the organic keywords of these sites. Set the filter of words to 4 and above, and volume 100 to max. Like not 100 to max, 100 to 10,000. Then you will end up finding keywords which have good conversion and good traffic as well. So that is how you find good sites, good macro niche.
If you still don't know how to use these, how to find these sites and all, you can just look around yourself. Amazon is all about your daily use products, right?
Look around yourself and you'll find a plenty of products.
Wait, let me complete. So,
Yeah.
if you just make a list of things or products lying around you in your house right now, you can come up with a list of 100 new niches just within 10 minutes. Now you can go and search for these specific niches on Google and find out sites working on them. That way you can find more micro niches and easy to rank niches as well. So don't try overthink it. Just see what is all around you, and you can always find new things.
Yeah. Vanessa, just a minute, I'll get my charger.
Okay, sure. So we have hi Abhishek, how are you, man? Hi Utkarsh. Okay, so define micro niche. Karo.
Define micro niche. A niche which is really targeted, when you're focusing on a topic, a single topic, and you're covering it in really detailed way. That is called a micro niche. Like for example, best refrigerators, best televisions. Like you would call these micro niches. Or in APK we say like Spotify and Netflix and all. That is micro niche according to me.
Like let's suppose technology is an industry. Windows, Android, iOS are actual niches. Then you go drill down sub niches like Windows Phone or Windows PC, Windows laptops. Then you go on to with Windows laptops, Dell laptops with Windows 10, and that way you the more you drill down, the more micro you go. Okay, so I hope I haven't missed any question. Okay. Quora, I don't know कौन हंस रहा है. Kush Arora, man, it works. So shout out, we all know. Shout out, define micro niche. So you guys are really
Those are
inspirational.
just
Thank you, man.
few my school friends. Just ignore that. Nothing serious.
It's alright, no problem, man. Because many of mine are there as well. So, how to use Quora properly to drive traffic? You wanna cover this? You also use Quora a lot for Amazon as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like to convert Quora to your traffic and like buyers is quite simple. As such, you don't require anything serious. Like just put the keywords in the Quora itself and answer them. And one black hat technique like which I use, I have plenty of Quora accounts, and then I just upvote them and try to rank my answer number one, and then you get traffic. And while I would here want to add one point that don't just drive direct sales to Amazon. Like because if you will drive direct sales to Amazon, they'll instantly ban your account. Firstly, make a funnel, like make sure the visitor is coming to your blog and converting from that, because you don't have rights on Quora. And according to Amazon policy, when you're promoting anything, make sure that is your own property, like your blog and so on. So don't just promote directly, just put the keyword in the Quora, write an answer, make sure it has good upvotes and comments engagement, and then you will rank for that, and then you can get sales and traffic.
Okay, so that was about Amazon affiliate. I will cover it in a more broader way. So what? So if you are trying to use Quora or any other Q&A website or forum, what you need to figure out is what do you want to promote, and what do you want to do with that traffic. So let's suppose, like I was working with a SaaS product, and I needed they wanted the Quora for brand recognition as well as sales. So we figured out now we know what we want to do with that. So now we know कि जो हमारा user है उसका search intent हमें क्या चाहिए, like किस state of mind में होना चाहिए. And then we found questions according to that particular user intent, that commercial intent. Once we were able to find a list of questions, we sorted through questions that had the potential or a lot of followers, that was getting a lot of views and that had a lot of followers. Even a strategy is there on AHS blogs of how to find right Quora questions for you to answer that will actually bring you traffic. You can read through that as well, and then you basically write everything that user might need, like you write on your blog. And you write it in a way that it suggests the user to go to your blog or to particular sales page or landing page you want him to go to. And if you are promoting a product, never promote it from your own account. Like if you are the owner of the company, never promote it from your own account because that feels too pushy. Always create a second account, and so that it looks like a real user is promoting your product. A real person who has actually used your product is promoting your product. Use it that. And then the ranking is all about getting more upvotes and less downvotes and so on.
Or just hire Vinay sir, he'll do your Quora marketing, right?
Yeah, sure. So did you use crowd search? I don't even have an idea what it is.
Same, I don't have any idea.
How much plagiarism not affect in ranking? Man, actually, unless you have completely copied, or basically, as far as I have experienced in the last 7 years, plagiarism has never affected my rankings at all. It had only brought me DMCA requests for sure, but apart from that, there has been no effect in rankings organically. Unless someone reports to Google कि ये duplicate content है, वो उसके पास इतना time नहीं है यार कि वो बैठ कर तुम्हारा दो लोगों का site match करे. Obviously, they have time to match your 2 pages on your own website because they already have algorithm, but they are not gonna compare your website to someone else. Because even I have an example. I ranked a niche that was like in 2016 or 2017. There was a niche called Bhim UPI that is very popular now. The thing, it was launched the same day, and only one person has written an article, and I didn't have the writer at that time. So I basically copied his article, put it on an expired domain which had a very high authority, and I was ranking within 30 minutes of that publishing that article. Obviously, I later received a DMCA request from that guy, but I was actually ranking, so it doesn't affect the rankings. But yeah, that if you are ranking with copied content on the same topic, that will definitely bring you DMCA, because that guy will be obviously checking your website. So as you said, keywords best refrigerator, a micro niche, then all the best refrigerator under with or some extra keywords. Definitely, man. Micro niche is a particular niche. That thing you are saying ki best refrigerator under, those are actual keywords or topics. So good one, Vinay and Kushal. Night. Right, man. Uh, Did you use links management? Nope, man. I don't use links management. Basically, I do all my outreach myself, or I go to Facebook groups and ask for people who are accepting guest posts relevant to my niche. Kushal,
What exactly?
did you use linksmanagement.com?
No. Links management, like I've in the recent days, I have started to hear a lot of things about them. Like they put guest post for like couple of months and all, but I've never tried because, as I said, ki I mostly work on PBNs, so I don't look for these services as much.
Okay. So AdSense for banned, don't know how, where can I get verified? Man, post it on buy and sell groups on Facebook. You can easily get one. I have a lot of keywords stuck on 6 to 10. How can I bring them in top 3? I have added supporting content. The above sites are using basic links based uh, blasted on exact keyword. So man, there's a lot of factors that affect when you are in the top 10 results. So it is very hard for us to actually suggest anything without looking at taking a look at your website. If you want to suggest something, go on, Kushal.
What I would suggest is make sure a user interface, and one thing which like mostly people ignore is site loading speed. Make sure your site is faster than the above three sites ranking above you. So make sure your user interface is good. You don't like put walls of pillars of your words in your site. Make sure its content is well structured, well divided into headings, subheadings, and at the end the post overall looks good. Use schema, use how to, like in the initial days we have started to seeing how to schema and fact schemas. Make sure to use them, just don't overuse them, use them to a certain level, and so that will definitely improve your ranking. And try to get more contextual, as I said earlier. More contextualing does help you, and apart from that you can focus on site speed and user interface.
And if it is if you are really want me to take a look, we can talk in inbox as well. So feel
Yeah,
free to
sure.
DM me or Kushal, anyone. So I have written more than a 1500 words answer on Quora on a question, how to get it ranked on top. Like I have a good answer than the top rank holder. Man, just get more
Get
upwards,
upwards, yeah.
and if you can get comments on your answer, that will help as well. More engagement on your answer. So what is schema? Man, you can literally Google it.
Quite a subjective question though.
So schema basically it is a set of codes that helps Google understand about your website, what it is all about. So any more questions? We are almost 190 minutes in, or actually 96 minutes in.
96 minutes.
So we still have 24 people live. Guys, if you still have any questions, let us know in the comments. We will wait for next 5-10 minutes max, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
उसके बाद बंद करते हैं.
Make sure to take the screenshot.
Sure. Why there are less six figures a day earners from affiliate in India? Man, there are not less people in India making six figures. There are a hell lot of people, but the thing is they don't promote themselves. They
Yeah.
don't want to brag about it. There are a hell lot of people making 8-9 figures. I personally know.
That 25 site wala guy.
लॉगिंग करने में स्कोप है क्या? Obviously, man. How you do it, which angle you use, obviously matters. But yeah, obviously scope है, man.
If you focus on long-term niches, then definitely बहुत scope है अभी तो.
Same technique for comments, which Kushal do with upwards. I don't know what he's referring to. Abhishek, can you be more specific? Alternate of APK AdSense. You can go with CPA or CPI campaigns. You can
Buy sell ads,
find out. Sorry,
buy sell ads, propeller ads.
it is hard to get approved in BSA and Propeller because it is very cheap traffic, not a commercial intended traffic. But you can obviously, but the thing is, you can obviously reach out to people with app owners within your industry, and you can set up some kind of plan or something for app installs. And plugin for Amazon. Amazon के कौन-कौन से plugin use करते हो?
See, sorry. It totally depends. Like I build 2 or 3 kinds of site. Basically, what I do, the basic plugins which I would recommend for Amazon is the first and the plugin which you definitely require is Shortcode Ultimate. The second plugin which I would recommend is WP Shortcode Pro by MyThemeShop. Third one is Elementor, and if you are building sites with custom templates, then Elementor. And another one is AAWP and Thrive Architect. Like these are the 4 or 5 plugins which would you require. Not all 4 or 5. Basically, the plugin which you require, that is WP shortcodes and some custom HTML. I prefer custom HTML over plugins. Like I don't like my sites to be coupled up with a lot of plugins, so I use custom HTML a lot, like custom scripts. So yeah, WP shortcode is the ultimate plugin.
Themes best for post only. We both are using GeneratePress only.
GeneratePress and Genesis. Genesis.
So, bro, lead generation pro tips. Man, we are not talking about lead generation in this one. If you want, we can talk about it in some other session. Max Bounty CJ networks better than Amazon in terms of revenue. Man, that is a completely different things. Obviously,
Yeah, definitely. That is more of
figures,
PPC, and
Max
this is
Bounty.
more of.
Yeah, and I have seen people make 7 figures from Amazon itself. But if we come to long term, Max Bounty sites or accounts don't have a very high resale value, which you get with
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah,
If you
definitely.
let me give you an example. Let's suppose you manage to build a website that makes $1,000 a month on average within the next 12 months, and even if you are just breaking even, like जितना पैसा लगा रहे हो उतना ही वापस आ रहा है $1,000. After the by the end of 12 months, that site will still be $30,000 worth. Even there is no profit at all. You don't get that thing with a Max Bounty CJ or something. How much are you spending to build a PBN? Expired domain cost? What are the sources?
Wait. What actually I am doing for PBN is the first thing, the most important one, the expired domain. I scrape myself, and for cost, I basically require the hosting cost. For hosting, like if I'm building small PBNs, I use DigitalOcean, and if I'm building large PBNs, I use hostings like SikaHost, Turnkey, and I guess anything which offers me like now I have a bigger PBNs as well. So what I've started to do is I have bought a dedicated server from OVH because they offer 256 different IPs. So now I have started to migrate my PBNs to that as well.
Or you can always go with cheaper dedicated hostings or VPS like
Yeah,
CloudFront
definitely.
gives you $2 hostings, $2 per month hosting,
Yeah,
and
even Vulture has $3.5
Vulture
one
is
plan.
2.5. That can be done. Then there is basically domain cost, hosting cost, and content. You can a lot of times you can get the expired content as well, and then there's just labor work. If you are willing to do it yourself, there's not a lot of labor work you need to pay for, or you can just get someone to do it for you. Multiple accounts in Quora, like I have more than 80 Quora accounts. That's
I
great,
too have
man.
more than 40 Quora accounts.
I am not commenting on that. I have a tech blog with DA21. How much time will it take to rank on Google if I work? DA has nothing to do with rankings.
Let me speak for this topic. I would just love, what happens is for DAPA, like this is also stated by our gurus and all, that people fall for this bus for DAPA and all. So I would just want to say only one statement, that all these things, DAPA, keyword difficulty, these are just business model built by the brands. DAP is a concept of Moz. It is not Google officially stating that this site has that much authority, this site has that much. This is just a business model to earn money that is built by Moz. So don't fall for this. Make sure you have good backlinks. Your site is authoritative in itself. Don't fall for these numbers.
Definitely. So I use Divi theme for my web development. Is it okay with Amazon affiliate? Definitely, man. There's a lot of sites with Divi. Even I know a person who sold
Divi
his
Builder.
site for $1 million. Amazon affiliate site with for $1 million a couple of years
Okay.
back, and it was built on Divi.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah. So WPP, Shortcode Pro, Elementor, AWP. Man, I will just either I will post an article or something, or I will make a slide on post a slide on my Instagram itself, covering all the necessary plugins, right? So
And
in
I
SEO,
would like to add one more
yeah,
point in the previous thing regarding DAPA. One thing more is like the clean and the spam score. People make a lot of fuss about this, that domain has this much spam score, clean score. This also doesn't matter much. You can manually take control of all the things. If a domain has bad links, just disallow them and don't focus on those metrics as much.
definitely. Okay, so we have one question. In SEO, competitors are destroying my blog ranking by giving mass GSA links to it. How to prevent it? बताओ.
I have not faced this a lot, so I'm not the right person.
Uh, Even I haven't faced this kind of stuff, but what you can do is you can basically check your links regularly and keep disavowing it on domain level rather than link level. And even after a while, Google recognizes that other people are doing link spam on your website, and they don't actually count those links. But still, make sure you are disavowing those links regularly until they are not affecting your website. There's nothing else you can actually do. So Rajan is here. Hi Rajan, how are you, man? Baki, any more questions, man? We got 5 more minutes at max. Then it will go. It will end itself. So if you have any last questions. We still have 20 people. Very good session. Thank you, ma'am. All credits to Kushal. So, hey, I am good. Thanks. Do you do it for every Saturday? From today onwards, I will be doing it every Saturday with a new guest, for sure. Or any other tricks for Quora? And there are no tricks if you are just understand the basic what you
Algorithm
want
of
from
that.
Quora. Basically, चाहिए क्या Quora से, and find relevant answers to that and just rank it. Amazon affiliate link different countries के लिए कौन सा यूज करते हो? Amazon affiliate link different countries के लिए कौन सा यूज करना है? So for
Amazon
that,
country
I
के लिए
guess,
AAWP works good, and for geo targeting, or you can use that also, Genius links as well.
mhm. Thank you, Aston. That would be great, much well, man. That's what we are trying to do here, man. Uh, okay, I guess I have missed one question from Abhishek. Man, if you can post it again, that would be really helpful. Or you can just DM me and I will answer you privately, right? Okay, guys, let's wrap it up. So, Matt, do you want to say anything?
No, Vinay, that was like quite a pleasure for me inviting to your session, and just another noob, I would say.
No, no, man. I have seen things. Okay, guys. Good night. Thanks for joining us, and see you on next Saturday.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Good night.